Hey guys, it's Nicole, and today I am finally remembering to and also finding time to share sort of the end of the Easter kit for Creating with Collections series. I keep meaning to film this and then I just either don't have time or it's not quiet up here. Like if my son is up here using the computer, I try to kind of just stay out, give him space. And we had an impromptu day off today, I guess a contingency day or whatever, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna come up here and try to get as much done as I can as far as editing and things like this. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and do like the supplies first, and I didn't really go through, I kind of stopped keeping track on here, but I would say I have the majority of our Easter stuff done. Maybe 75%. And when I say our Easter stuff, I mean from birth of first kid through this coming Easter, okay? Anything prior to, like literally it's BC, before children. Anything prior to that is kind of foggy for me. So I did keep these just to remind myself that I had purchased both die cut packs. One they call Bits and Pieces, and one is Journal Bits and Pieces, and I typically do like to get both because a lot of the blank labels and things like this are what I gravitate towards, and then some of the smaller icons and like phrases and stuff in this. So I'm okay buying both of these because I feel like even if I don't end up using them, not using say 2 or 3 out of 56 and 53 pieces is not that bad. So when I originally set up my kit, I had just cut some cardstock down into smaller sizes, and I have 5 that are completely empty. This is just a scrap paper that's stuck to it. And pretty much as far as the like die cut ephemera pieces go, this is pretty much everything that I have left. So I feel like I definitely, you know, used up a bunch of stuff. Some of these things, I just already know that these are going to be a little bit more difficult for me to use because they're just not things that I necessarily gravitate towards, whereas somebody else might gravitate towards like these things and not some of the stuff that I used. So that's kind of what I find interesting in this process as far as like looking at what I start with and then looking at what I either never got around to using, forgot to use, or just couldn't find a way to fit it. And for somebody that likes text and phrases and that kind of stuff on layouts as much as I do, some stuff does become just too text heavy, where instead of, you know, all of these, I would have rather have had maybe some extra labels to use for layering and clusters and stuff. But it's definitely fun just to kind of see what you end up with. And this really isn't that bad. I mean, 4, 8, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18 left out of what, 109? That's not bad. I'll give myself an A on that one. So these, no problem, they'll just go into my leftover binder, and I'll just either sort them by color, or because these are very themed, I might just go ahead and put them all on the same one and just kind of start like a spring Easter page, because I do kind of separate like birthday and Christmas just because the likelihood of something like that being monochromatic is pretty low. So from there, I don't remember how many things came with the chipboard because I tossed it and I didn't think to look it up, but I've got 5 left. I definitely think that I could have used, these would have been in my wheelhouse. I think I just kind of forgot about them and didn't really make it a priority, but some of these more like gardening type things, I just didn't. So again, these I'll just go ahead and stick in my leftover binder, call it good on those. And then the sticker sheet, I mean, I think I could have done better, but at the same time, some of these were just a little bit too busy for, like, if I was trying to put these on top of another pattern paper, they were just too busy and getting lost. The bike, I don't know about that bike. I did the other day think of a really good idea for using bikes, so I might try to actually go intentionally find a bunch of bikes in my stash, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, a lot of phrases that I could end up using later. It doesn't really say how many are on here, so who knows, but I feel like this is pretty good. I used probably, I don't know, 75% of this. And then, again, I keep this just to kind of remind myself that this is what I started with. And I'm just going to pull this over, and this is what I have left of the paper. Could I have gotten another layout done? Yes, I probably could have, because there were bigger pieces, things like this that would span a layout. I still had a good amount of like the 2x2 squares that were in here. I definitely could have done some more, like, gotten creative with like die cutting and stuff that I had done in a couple layouts where that really does stretch your paper. But I think at this point, like, once I got done with that last page, I was like, you know what, I feel like I did it. I feel like I can move on, and I feel like I went out with a bang, because I went into the last layout thinking, okay, I'll do a single, and I ended up doing a double, and I ended up using a ton of stuff on it, and so I felt like it's okay. You can be done. You can move on. Now, every layout does have a process video. One of them is a 2-hour live. Sorry, I had actually forgotten that. So, like, when I was going through and numbering layouts, and then somebody was nice enough to point out, because they had just found my channel or just found the series, and they were watching the videos, but they were going in reverse order, and she couldn't find number 9, I think it was. I never posted it. I edited the video, thumbnail, photos, everything, and just never put it on YouTube. So I did go back and update that. So there is a video for all of these. So I am just gonna go really quickly through these just to kind of look at them together, I guess, as like a whole project here. And I would say, I don't know, maybe 70% of them are Easter, and then everything else was just like Mother's Day, spring, that kind of thing. So, and again, I don't remember when I started this one. It's been over 6 months. So some of this, I would have to go watch my own video back to get more information. But, so just real quickly, layout number 1 was a double. Layout number 2, here we go, was also a double, and goes this way. Layout 3 was a double, and again, this is the one that I did live and just kind of hung out and chatted with you guys, so pretty much no memory of this at all. 4, I did a single page for Mother's Day. 5, another double. 6 was a single, and this was back when I was a guest designer for the Scrap Room, so this was their like formula challenge, which was a struggle for me a little bit just because I tend to want to cut things the way that I want to cut them, but it was a good like challenge, and I love die cut scenes. I'm lazy and I don't do them enough, so this was just like, just hit the spot. Just love everything about it. And I don't necessarily think that this like goes with this, but I like it. And I've already lost count. I think this was 6. So 7 was another double, and I do think I got a pretty good amount of doubles. 8 was a single. 9 was a single, and again, I think this was the one that I forgot to post, so it's now up there. 10 is a double. 11, a single. 12, a single. 13, a single. And again, this is when I kind of started incorporating photo collages because it was just kind of making the process faster for me. And then I think 14, 15, 16, and 17 was a double where I was able to put a lot of stuff on this. I forgot to go back and check my update from the family creating with collection series, but I think I only got 11 layouts out of that one. So to be able to get 17 layouts out of a line, I feel like, yes, like, good job. Now, some people would say like, oh, pulling cardstock, that's kind of a cheat. This is the way that, this is my self-imposed challenge to myself. So the rules are kind of gray for me, and that's how I like it. I like white cardstock, so that's what I use. I did, like the first one, I can't remember, I think I had tried to challenge myself to use dyes, and then this one I kind of just had in the back of my mind to use colored cardstock if I could. And I would say probably at least 6 layouts I was able to make sure that I was using colored cardstock, even if it was just like a cheat like this, just to put a little strip. For me, I felt good knowing that I was at least touching my colored cardstock. It was seeing the light of day. It was getting cut, and glue maybe touched it, like one of those type of things. I also did a lot of ink blending, which is just something that I enjoy doing. So a lot of times if I wasn't necessarily in the mood to do a layout with this kit sometimes, I would take, you know, 20-30 minutes and just sit here and play, and then it would kind of help get me going. So I'm okay with the fact that, you know, there's 3 or 4 layouts all kind of having the same technique, but these might not be the same year, so they probably wouldn't go in the same album. Bad example, these 2 are going to go in the same year, but it's fine. It doesn't bother me. It'll look cohesive on purpose. So I did do, like this one I was using my dies. This one I definitely used dies. I did use dies for alphabets a lot of times. These are just the things that I choose to include in this, again, self-imposed challenge, because it's something that I enjoy creatively. So again, I will post a link below to the playlist for this series instead of posting links to all 17 videos. I think it's just easier that way. Again, I think I bought this stuff probably a year ago, if not longer, so I will check and see if this line is still available. I'll put a link below where you can find it. I know a couple people have told me that because of this series they went and bought it to kind of do something similar, so good luck to you. I had a couple people reach out to me and tell me that this was on, I want to say it was like on Peachy Cheap a couple months ago, and I was like, nope, get it. I don't want to see it again. And it's not that I don't love it. Like, I absolutely love Simple Stories. I love their collections. I think just this type of project, it's kind of like eating leftovers 10 days in a row. Yeah, you still love the meal. You just don't love it at that exact moment in time because you've eaten it 9 times prior. So, and I just saw that Simple Stories, one of their new releases, is an Easter line, and I was like, no! I don't think I'm gonna purchase it just because I feel like by the time I decide I want to sort of go back to the land of documenting our Easter, I have stuff in my stash that I think I'll just pull out and kind of revisit that stuff and just kind of have a different experience. So I know I'm going to get questions about when is the next one, which I don't know if I should just start calling them like seasons or series or what, but yes, I'm going to do it again. I don't know when, and I don't know like a collection. That's one of those things that I kind of have to wait until I feel like I'm in the mood for that and start planning that. Right now, I've got some like design team stuff that I need to get done, and then I am kind of trying to figure out my next sort of big project. And I like big projects because it kind of keeps me on task with making videos and being somewhat current with content. So I'm kind of looking at doing the 20 sketches from Allison Davis for the 6x6 one-page layouts, or one of their other sketch bundles and kind of working through that. I think after doing so many of these ones at the tail end where I was kind of doing my own thing, I'm kind of now wanting to jump back into sketches. So I'm kind of just trying to figure out what my next big project is going to be in between some other like commitments that I have. So with that, I am going to say goodbye, and I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and if you have any questions regarding the series, the process of it, or anything, leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you that way. Bye!